Silliman University, a prime Christian school where education builds competence, character, and faith in an environment of serenity, inclusivity, and natural beauty. The Silliman story began with one determined man, one dedicated educator couple, and one supportive community who, in their respective roles, helped build one educational institution that has grown into one of the best in the Philippines. The determined man was Dr. Horace Brinsmaid Silliman, a retired businessman and philanthropist who lived in Coho City, New York State. Over 100 years ago, in 1899, he requested the Presbyterian Board of Foreign Missions in Manhattan to open an industrial school for boys in the Philippines, in a location south of Manila. He would not take no for an answer and gave an initial fund of $10,000 to set up the school he had envisioned, to educate young people he would never meet in a faraway land that he would never see. The two dedicated educators were Dr. David Sutherland Hibbard and his wife Laura, a missionary couple that the board commissioned to establish and operate the suggested school. They were asked to choose a location in any of 3 provinces south of Manila. These are Cebu, Zamboanga, or Iloilo. Call it destiny. But while the couple was in Cebu, someone suggested that they do a side trip to nearby Dumaguete. They came, they saw, and were conquered, so to speak. The idyllic seaside town, the friendly and healthy people, and the able community leaders made the couple decide to set up the school in Dumaguete, which became its supportive host and partner community. Silliman University is now more than 117 years old. It is headed by its 13th president, Dr. Betty Cernal McCann. Installed in 2018, she is the first woman president following 12 male leaders, 3 Americans, and 9 Filipinos. Granted autonomous status by the Commission on Higher Education, or CHED, Silliman University is a CHED Center of Excellence for Nursing, Information Technology, and Teacher Education, as well as a Center of Development for Biology, Medical Technology, and Marine Sciences. Silliman University has been granted institutional reaccreditation by the Association of Christian Schools, Colleges, and Universities Accrediting Council, Incorporated. Institutional accreditation or reaccreditation is the highest accreditation award ACSCU can give to an educational institution. Silliman's offering of quality Christian education ranges from early childhood to postgraduate level. Its student population of 10,000 counts among the best performing students in the Philippines, and Silliman graduates are among the most sought-after professionals in the private or public sector. In the Visayas region, Silliman University is a recognized leader in community service, a trusted partner of government and non-government organizations. It has pioneered several community projects in healthcare, agriculture, information technology, Christian ministry and outreach, law and justice, governance, youth development, calamity and disaster response, education and training, service learning, and environmental protection. Silliman graduates have established their reputation beyond the Philippine shores. They are valued members of health, business, engineering, science and technology, education, communication, research, and other organizations in North America, Europe, Asia, and Australia. Several Silliman alumni have distinguished themselves through the decades, excelling and leading in their respective fields. Notable Sillimanians include Senator Lorenzo G. Teves in public administration, DepEd Secretary Leonor Mantoles Briones in civil service, Dr. Guy Lopez Caballo in music, Dr. Julio C. in business, Dr. Angel C. Alcala in the biological and environmental sciences, Drs. Edilberto and Edith Tiempo in literature, Director Eddie Romero in filmmaking and the arts, Dr. Romeo Ariniego in medicine, and Dr. Rolando del Carmen in legal education, to name a few. Silliman aims to provide whole-person education to every student through the interaction of 5 learning venues that it dubs as the 5 C's of Silliman education: the classroom, the church, the cultural center, the athletic courts, and the community. The classroom includes the university's academic programs, facilities, faculty, and methods of instruction. Silliman University's 19 colleges, institutes, and schools offer some 140 programs, most of which have attained the highest level of accreditation from PAASCO and ACSCU, two accrediting bodies recognized by CHED. The Silliman faculty is an assembly of highly qualified professionals and academics whose expertise is recognized not only in the country, but also in North America, Europe, and other parts of the world. Visiting, exchange, and adjunct professors from the university's international partners bring in global knowledge. Silliman faculty do not only teach, they model and they mentor. The church is the heart of the Silliman campus, and Christian faith is the foundation of Silliman education. Beyond developing her knowledge and skills, the student at Silliman develops her capacity to serve fellow human beings. Activities for nurturing the faith, worship, fellowship, and service engage the student year-round. Nevertheless, church activities are designed and organized observing spiritual inclusivity and respect for differences in religious persuasions. The courts refer to athletic activities and competitions. Physical activity is deemed as important as mental activity at Silliman. Facilities for different ball games, swimming, contact sports, archery, and rowing have been developed and opportunities arranged to explore students' potentials. Several Sillimanians have ruled the courts in their time, such as Mark Javier, the lone Filipino male archer at the Beijing Olympics, archers Jennifer Chan and Lisa Ignalaga, and ninth grader Nicole Tagle, long jumper Simeon Toribio. Silliman has long been a leader of arts development in the country. Its programs in music, dance, theater, and visual and literary arts have produced some of the best artists in the Philippines. The Silliman University National Writers Workshop, the longest-running literary workshop in Asia, has been ongoing for almost 60 years. Its founders, Drs. Idilberto and Edith Tiempo, are two celebrated Filipino writers in the English language. In recognition of Silliman's leadership in the development of culture and the arts, generous donors have gifted the university with cultural facilities such as the Claire Isabel McGill Luce Auditorium, dubbed as the Cultural Center of the South, and the Ariniego Arts Gallery. Social inclusivity and continuing involvement in the larger community characterize Silliman education. Students are challenged to test theories and principles through actual community work in service learning, an approach that combines reflection with participation in community-based projects to achieve specific learning outcomes. It enables the student to develop a more integrated understanding of theory, practice, and values. Students apply the service learning approach for community-based learning in business development, education, healthcare, legal management, disaster response, and environmental advocacy. Silliman University promotes a service learning approach to provide quality social engagement between the student and the community to develop critical thinking, civic responsibility, and leadership, as well as to strengthen the values of service and compassion.
Come to Silliman if you're seeking opportunities for growth and excellence in every dimension of your life. Be enriched by its holistic and responsive educational program with a Christian orientation. Find yourself in a learning community of highly qualified faculty, dedicated staff, supportive alumni, and exciting co-learners. Feel close to God in the beauty and splendor of the Silliman campus.
Silliman offers education for total human development, an education that is fulfilled in 3 ways. 1, it promotes the convergence of knowledge from various disciplines and areas of learning. 2, it encourages inclusiveness as well as diversity, the acceptance of everyone who comes through Silliman's portals, regardless of culture, class, or creed. And 3, it deepens the spirit of service and widens Silliman students' sense of responsibility to to embrace their community, their country, and their planet.
Before the webinar begins, rename your Zoom name to your complete name and department and/or affiliation so that we can easily identify you. Kindly mute your microphone when not in use. Next, switch on your video if your connectivity allows you. Heavenly Father, we come to you in this hour, asking for your guidance and protection to our virtual gathering today. We thank you for the gift of life, the gift of family, the gift of work, and the gift of friendship. We thank you for this great opportunity to bring us together in this session as brothers and sisters. Bless the committee, the facilitator, and the attendees of this gathering. May we continue to value and appreciate the true essence and meaning of life with the help of your grace. And as we go along to our discussion today, we humbly pray that you would deepen our understanding. Lord, enlighten us and give us wisdom every day. Forgive us for our shortcomings and remind us to always be mindful of the things we do in life. We offer our life and our decisions to you, O Lord. May this gathering today create a memorable experience and a fruitful outcome. We ask this through our Lord Jesus Christ, our Redeemer and our Savior. Amen.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Janice Forster, and I'm your host today. I'm also the Component 2 research leader of this project, and thank you for including us in your Saturday morning schedule. It's actually our third regional sharing and support activity today. And while on January 29, we heard from Region 6, and on February 12, we had Regions 10, 11, 12, and 13. Today, we will be hearing from the experiences and challenges in the implementing the portable learning management system from our friends in Region 1, 2, 3, and Cordillera Administrative Region, or what we actually know as CAR. So to give us a backgrounder about this project, please let me call on our project leader, Dr. Dave Marshall.
Good day, everyone, and welcome to another exciting and interesting sharing of progress, challenges, and tips of the portable learning management system. This virtual gathering is among the many sessions and activities of the research project entitled Portable Learning Management System, a platform for technology enhanced flexible learning in schools with challenging internet connectivity. This project is funded by the Commission on Higher Education through the Continuing Professional Education Grant under the K to 12 Transition Program. This is among the many sessions that we provide as part of the support and extended services of the training that we conducted last year through the effort of the team under the supervision of Professor Janice Antoinette Forster and her team. We have Assistant Professor Larry Vincent Regencia and Assistant Professor Myla Sardan. We would like to thank everyone and to all of you for attending this sharing of progress, challenges, and tips. I personally thank our speakers, our sharers, and to those who will contribute their experiences for us or for the others to learn from the experiences, to learn from the challenges, and maybe we can get valuable tips for us to integrate, mitigate the problems as we go along and use PLMS, the Portable Learning Management System. We would like also to thank our coordinator for their active participation and their never-ending support and coordination of all the necessary information that we need to disseminate to their respective region so that many can access to the information that we would like to share, especially on the PLMS. Once again, thank you for joining and thank you for attending our session. I hope that you will attend in the future sharing of experiences and challenges and tips in the use of the portable learning management system. Daghang salamat and kita-kits.
Thank you, Dr. Dave Marshall. We also would like to recognize the presence of our participants this morning, our participants in the training that we conducted last September 2021, and newcomers, faculty members who are experiencing the same limitations in the delivery of online distance learning, and as well as students who are here who would also want to learn or to take a peek in the initiatives that students do to augment the challenges that the pandemic has brought. So as Dr. Dave Marshall mentioned, that this is a CHED project, know that we are still open to consultations up to this point and even invitations for training in your faculty or university. So if you were not able to join the training that we did last year, it's not yet too late. Just send us a message and we will be happy to spend time with you and to see where we could also help in our own way. So all of the resources also in the training can be accessed using the learning platform. So yes, just let us know. We will send you or we will chat in the chat box. We will type in the chat box later on the email address that you can use to contact us. So at this point, and without further ado, I would like to call the coordinator of regions 1 and 2, Mr. Herbert Corpus, for his words of wisdom and encouragement. Sir Herbert?
Craig Lounsbrough, a professional counselor, said, and I quote, "Who I am is the phenomenal platform from which who I will become will emerge. Therefore, I should hold the former in the highest regard in order that I might grow the latter to the greatest degree." And of quote. To the organizers of this beautiful learning opportunity and to all of you, dear colleagues in the academic community, my greetings of God's abundance to all of you. COVID-19 has caused momentous interference and ambiguity in the teaching and learning community, but it has also offered an opportunity to improve things. And one of these things which was improved by this context is learning. Learning has genuinely transcended time and space, making it truly borderless. The combination of technology and pedagogy has enabled borderless learning. Professional advancements, such as this lovely opportunity hosted by Siliman University, have likewise grown more reasonable, accessible, and relevant. It is through this context that has allowed us to rediscover who we are as professionals. Specifically, our professional skills and capacities to promote meaningful learning in a virtual community have been challenged. We have learned to self assess our efficacy as teachers who believe that learning has to continue amid unusual contexts. It is within this context that we have identified our strengths and limitations, thus learning more about who we are in today's normal educational environment. Our perception of who we are has encouraged us to continue to advance in order to stay relevant. Our importance in today's educational environment is clear as we unlearn, learn, and relearn things in order to create meaningful learning on our various virtual campuses. Our awareness of who we are directs us to who we are supposed to become as facilitators of learning in the now normal. This is why we have built a professional learning community for the purpose of furthering our professional skills, all for the noble purpose of transforming lives, of developing a whole person, be it done through any learning modality. Dear fellow educators, we continue to have the highest regard for who we are so that we grow into who we will become to the greatest degree. Congratulations for engaging in this beautiful professional learning opportunity. Thank you, Ched and Siliman University, for inspiring us to keep going and to keep furthering ourselves. Again, my sincerest greetings of God's unending abundance to all of you.
Thank you so much, Sir Herbert. Indeed, there is no end to the learning process. And as long as we recognize our limitations, we pursue opportunities like this. And we are glad that we are in this together. So to deep dive in the experiences and learning of some of our participants, let us hear from our first presenter from the University of St. Louis, Tuguegarao City, Cagayan, Miss Jonaline Santos. Kindly give her a virtual round of applause.
Um, Hello, so this video is done to provide feedback for the PLMS course that is offered by Siliman University. So before I give my feedback, I'd like to introduce myself. I am Jonalyn Santos. I'm currently connected with the University of St. Louis in Tuguegarao City, Cagayan, Cagayan Valley Region 2. I am a part-time instructor of the School of Health and Allied Sciences University, particularly under the Bachelor of Science in Nursing program. and I'm also a member of the University Research and Development Center, particularly handling the Center for Health Research and Development, which is responsible for health researches in the university. So I enrolled, or I joined the course. The primary reason is that I wanted to have a better understanding of how to design LMS courses, because well, my professional preparation is not really in education, so I wanted to have trainings to help me be able to deliver better lessons and better ways of finding better ways to deliver lessons in an online learning environment because of the challenges of imposed by COVID in the educational system now. Yeah. So as for my feedback, um, I will be presenting three positive and not so negative or challenges, no, on my experience in the course. I was not able to finish the the course yet because of, well, the the challenges that will be pointed out afterwards. But hopefully, I will still be able to complete the course. Okay, if it will still be allowed. Yeah. So the strengths that I have seen, no, in the course, number one is that the LMS structure in design, and also the content itself, is very user friendly. Okay? So it's not very difficult to 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 follow or to use, and you don't really need any technical expertise as long as you know how to access things in the internet. Then you can be able to follow the design and the structure of the LMS platform, and also the lessons that were given in the course. I think this is also or part of the reason why I find it very user friendly is because our university also has its own LMS platform that we use, and the features and the design is not very different from what Silliman University is using. Although there are some differences, and also actually, this is quite unfamiliar also because I'm used to using LMS as a teacher, and now that I enrolled in the course, I'm using the LMS as a student. So there is like a little bit of unfamiliarity with the platform in the beginning, but as I mentioned, it wasn't very difficult to follow, the structure and the design of the LMS. Second is the lessons were designed um, so that the learners can complete this content in the lessons at their own pace. Well, actually, the second and the third point is connected with one another. So the lesson content um, is not too complex, or is not too difficult, um, which allows the learners to complete the tasks independently, even without actual guidance from or close guidance of an instructor. Yeah. So um, the lessons were also um, designed so that it's from um, simple to complex, so that you really need to study the first topics in order for you to be able to understand the next topics, okay, in the lesson content, okay, which is actually um, um, a positive thing there. As for the challenges, I think more of the challenges that I encountered in completing the course is on a personal level. Okay, so the first one is time management. So I really found it difficult to squeeze in the tasks that are needed to be submitted, um, because we also have um, work that we do in the university, and um, because of the online nature of teaching and learning now, um, the bulk of work is quite um, greater compared to actual face to face learning. So yeah, the first challenge that I really encountered is time management. And also, aside from time management, motivation and feedback. So there is inadequate intrinsic motivation, personal motivation to finish the tasks. Although um, I really wanted to view the lessons, to really read all the lessons. But if the work in my own university already needs to be, parang my priority really is um, my work in the university. So it's like, if given a choice to finish the tasks in the course versus my work, so I really um, opted to finish the work in the work that I have, rather than complete the tasks. So, and also um, because this is really designed for independent learning, um, there is no other parang external motivation that was parang like would really drive the students, in order to, well, aside from the fact that you will be certified after this, no, after completion of the course. um there For me, there is no other parang motivation aside from really a great desire to complete the course. And I think the last challenge that I encountered, because I was not able to access my account for a long time already. Um, I was not able to log into my account, and I was not able to find the needed technical support or assistance in order for me to reactivate, or in order for me to log into my account again. And that's also one of the primary reasons why I was not able to complete the 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 course anymore. Yeah. So hopefully, if my um, account will be reactivated, then I could finish the course. Um, I could finish the course. Yeah. So those are the um, the strengths and the challenges that I encountered as a learner um, in the PLMS course of Siliman University.
Okay. So if you have any questions later, or if you have any comment, input, or question for Miss Santos, or for any of our speakers for that matter, you may write your questions or comments through our chat box, and we will read them later during the question and answer portion. So for our second presenter, may I now call on Miss Gertrude Denau from St. Mary's University, to be immediately followed by an intermission number from called the Ilocano Talking Poetry.
Good day, everyone. I am Gertrude G. Danao, a part-time faculty member of the School of Engineering, Architecture, and Information Technology of St. Mary's University of Bayambong, Nueva Vizcaya, Region 2. To be honest, it was my first time to hear about Spoodle. I wasn't even aware that there could be an offline learning management system, an LMS that can be saved and accessed using a flash drive, until I was introduced to it by this training. Thanks to the training offered by your institution, the MySol, I became aware that there could be another tool that we can use for our flexible learning. I find the Spoodle very promising. I immediately thought that it could be an answer to the problems encountered by some of our students experiencing problems with internet connectivity. I also see this an opportunity for using not only pure online but also offline mode of learning delivery. In my opinion, Spoodle provides an opportunity to offer other mode of delivery of instruction to students who could only afford mobile data. I would like to believe that the Spoodle is an answer to the digital divide that up to now some of our students experience. I can also see that using Spoodle mean less cost as compared to the amount spent in logging in to the internet from the beginning up to the end of students' classes. Economically, using Spoodle would not only help the students but also their parents. From school year 2019 up to present, our university uses the SMU LMS that are Center for Information and Communication Development Technology developed. It is a model LMS where we deliver all instructions online. It is where we conduct synchronous and asynchronous sessions, practically using all the different functions and activities of the LMS Moodle. We use the feedback to check students' attendance, assignment, URL for the link to other instructional resources, discussion forum, quiz, and file to upload instructional materials and references. For our synchronous sessions, we use the big blue button, though we also use Zoom and Gmeet depending upon the preference of our students. Aside from the LMS, we also use Messenger to communicate with our students, where we conduct short meetings, send announcements, and files especially to students who are having problems with LMS connectivity, which I believe Spoodle can address. Aside from the Messenger, some faculty members also use the Gmail to send instructional materials upon the request of the students. To run the SMU LMS, our institution has a dedicated server that is maintained by the SMU Center of Information and Communication Technology. However, when I installed Spoodle, the difficulty that I have experienced is that I can't run it in my computer. Thanks to the facilitators of this training, they helped me solve the problem. I was able to run and use it. Having experienced this difficulty in installing, I thought that even with the presence of the support or help desk, a manual on how to install and use the Spoodle would still be helpful. With this, I would like to thank the organizers of this training for sharing your expertise to the educational institutions all over the country. Thank you. God bless all of you and more power to the Silliman Online University Learning.
Panagbabangon manen ket may samanen nga aldaw tinalpasin. Tumaying tingitipudot nan kaslapudot ti pusok nga nasaktan. Atoy nga ules ti pinangpunpunas ko aming nga luwakin kadagitoy met nga pungan nga nagar-arakop kanyak. Hays, baglaeng tadani apo Diyos nga pinagsansandalak tinabayag nga sakit nga marikriknak. Atoy nga rosaryo tinang tartaraba ti panagbiag ko. Adaman yung istorya kada kayo, mariknak ti pusok ket makayayatin nakon. Idi nakita isuna kas anak lang nakapangan iti bukel a karabasa taluminaw ti mataak ti kinapintas na. Lalo'y di ngumiit talaga kas lanak lang makaisbo dito'y arinola. Grabe dagay di pingping na kas lakamates ti kinalablabbaga na. Napudaw isuna kas lalabanos tim ima na. Grabe dagay di sikit na talaga kuminikin ni pakanawan pakanigid sana pa'y kinindatan ay apo. Maditikas ta! Lalo ta ka makayatan. Sige, arimen ta ka. Permita girgir ko dito'y pagtaktak derak dik amono kilkiligan na or makaisisbuak. Masidega kanya na talaga makapaawis aje bangbang luna. Bagoong iti angot na, sampay isaw-saw iti mangga, samikan iti aramang tapno mapaah kati imas na. Lukwenta kayo lang, iti agpaiso, kasla rosas, ti bangbang luna, nagpintas pa'y adjisuot na nga bestida, amerisek iti rupa na, kasla monmonyeka ti pintas na. Dinamag ko'y suna no mabaling bang arimek isuna, ketuwen iti insumbat na, ijay nga nagumpisa iti panagayat ko kinumawa na, kaya't kogpog ko tiragsak, tatipusok ket madi nga nawasak, hantan to pulos agap apa, no dagusot na, plantsahin ta, no darugit na, sabunan ta, tati panagayat ko kayang ka, kasla iPhone ti kinangina na. Adun nga aldaw iti naglabas, iliw ko ken kakasanukit mawaswas. Gapu dagiti samit nga mensahe nga ingka inyabgas. Panagayat ko ken kabyab ko, tumibker pa'y ketaan to pulos mapunas. Atoy a regalo, ti panagyaman ken panagayat, ited ko ken ka ato esingsing. Ket agyamanak, nasyak tumet iti maasawam. Atoy yatula, ti panagyaman, ken panagkaykaysa. Siyak ni Danimar, galing tinatatangsit kinalalaing Sales Department, Dugong Bughaw.
Okay, I hope that very beautiful intermission number woke you up. It's actually very amazing that we have a lot of native dialects or languages, and that only makes us unique in the Philippines. So that Ilocano number gave us a glimpse of our history and culture, but we have to continue with our program. At this point, kindly help me welcome the coordinator of uh, Region 3 and CAR, Dr. Thelma Palawag.
Recording in progress. To our project leader, project coordinators, course coordinators, participants from Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. The emergence of COVID-19 pandemic caused massive disruptions in educational system. The pandemic that we are experiencing poses significant challenges for education and social systems all over the region that must be addressed in a coordinated manner. Avoiding and reducing the hazards of academic community infection has become a top priority for educational institutions. Today, the challenges and lessons offer the prospect of rethinking the purpose of education so that no one is left behind. Thus, it has become an urgent need to explore innovative learning modalities that will facilitate migration from traditional to flexible learning and upskilling options. Online learning can be referred to by many names like e-learning, blended learning, flexible learning, virtual learning, cyber learning, mobile learning, distance learning, or online education. It can take on many forms and deliver through various platforms. But one thing remains the same. Technology is a core component. The learning management system is a mainstream application for the organization, management, and delivery of online courses in educational institutions. The paradigm shift, therefore, in the teaching and learning process in the educational institution necessitates assessment on this transformation towards new normal. The education methods are not immune to the pandemic periods we are facing, so teachers must know how to adapt their methods in such a way that teaching and its quality is not negatively affected. Our sharing for today on portable learning management system, a platform for technology enhanced flexible learning in schools with challenging internet connectivity, would be a good way to assess if PLMS could sustain an equitable and inclusive educational system. So, without further ado, I would like to welcome everyone to our third session of sharing knowledge and thoughts coming from the participants of Region 3 and Cordillera Administrative Region.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Thelma. So, without interruption, in the next part of our program, we will be listening from the sharing of a faculty from the University of Cordilleras, Miss Lovely Jen Reformado. Also, another faculty from Ifugao State University, Miss Joanne Docolan, as well as another participant from Benguet State University, Miss Frevi Orensha. I know you cannot wait and raise questions and comments, but we can wait for that in the question and answer portion later. So let's start with Mom Lovely.
In the ever changing realm of digital education, the Learning Management System, or LMS, has been one of its biggest developments. Especially with the pandemic, not only has the LMS been an essential necessity to provide quality education, but developments have been undertaken to improve its features, accessibility, and overall effectiveness. With the Philippines' network infrastructure having a bit more to be desired, students are having a difficult time using the top LMSs, while some would utilize alternatives such as printed modules to continue with their studying. That's why I think that Silliman University's Portable Learning Management System, or PLMS, is one of those options that offer the best of both worlds. I think having the idea of having the entire LMS be offline and be on a flash drive is such a good idea. It allows for the benefits of an actual learning management system without battling any network connectivity issues. The instructor or professor can upload a myriad of content, whether that be on a PDF file, a presentation file, images, videos, or the like. Similarly, the students can also submit requirements to be the best possible format. Quizzes are answered with radio buttons, short essays would provide a text box, and it's possible for them to upload files to their submissions. Having this platform is really promising, though there are some things that need to be overcome. First is that the fact that these are placed in flash drives. It does allow for easier readability and writability, but their volatility can come into question. Not that flash drives don't store or modify data easily, but rather the students can get risk getting malwares into their flash drives. This, in turn, can alter the files of other students that are in an instructor's computer. This, in turn, can wipe out the other works if done entirely offline. As such, there may be a need for both students and instructors to be informed on how to prevent malware on their flash drives and systems. Another issue is that this may be unusable for those with laptops and desktops, but not to those with phones. With the world shifting more into mobile devices rather than personal computers, it would have been better if the PLMS was saved as a progressive web application instead, so that it can be used regardless of device. The last issue is that providing a standalone system to users is that it opens it to vulnerabilities. Users can perhaps tamper with the coding of the system if not careful, and can result to some issues like broken files or non-functional parts of the system. This is more for the developers, where they may need to include more intensive security testing or go back to how the system is designed to look up for vulnerabilities in the dependencies and such. Overall, I think that the promise of this application is overwhelming, and with further improvements on the system, can dominate the industry revolving learning management systems.
Hello, everyone. I'm John Dokulan from the Ifugao State University, a university nestled at the foot of the Banawe Rice Terraces. I'm thankful that I was able to participate in this training program because the experience gave me one, knowledge and skills on the use of PLMS, two, we were given another option to use for blended learning, which is efficient and free and would be a great help to us financially challenged institutions. Three, which is the most important, I gained a network of friends from other institutions. For this, thank you Siliman University and the Commission on Higher Education, HAGHIO.
Hello, good day. I'm Frevi Orencia from Benguet State University. I'm one of the participants from the Cordillera Administrative Region to participate in the Portable Learning Management System, a platform for technology-enhanced, flexible learning in schools with challenging internet connectivity. As we all know, Benguet is one of the provinces in the Philippines where there is really an intermittent internet connection. And of course, my students are one of the affected or are the affected students, no, in these times. So the PLMS is actually a very timely technology to help us for this one. I tried to install it in my machine. However, I have difficulty installing it because of incompatibilities with the programs that I have installed in my machine for my classes. So I tried installing it using the thumb drive or flash drive, and luckily I was able to install it. And as of now, I'm trying to learn the functionalities of the PLMS using the stick. Now, I plan to use this one next semester for my classes, and also share this to my colleagues and try to use this to their classes, hopefully next semester. So thank you very much for giving us this massive online course for us to be able to use these technologies to help our students who are technologically challenged in terms of internet connectivity. So thank you very much, and God bless.
Okay, thank you very much for the sharing of experiences from the Cordillera Administrative Region. Before we proceed to the open forum part of this morning's event, let's first watch the Kalinga and Ifugao dance from CAR. Thank you so much. All right. Thank you so much from the Cordillera region for those um, very beautiful intermission number. Indeed, it brightened our Saturday morning and brought us out of the problems brought about by the online distance learning. So at this point, we have reached the question and answer portion of our program. May I call on the speakers this morning to please activate their videos. Miss Santos um, Miss Santos from the University of St. Louis, Tuguegarao City. Miss Janaline Santos, if you are here. Miss Gertrude Danao from St. Mary's University. Miss Lovely Reformado from the University of the Cordilleras, Miss Joanne Daculan from the Ifugao State University, and Miss Frevi Orencia from Benguet State University. Could you please activate your video so we would be ready for any questions or clarifications um, with regards to the implementation of PLMS? And may I ask Solari or Mamaila to please pin the presenters?
Jan, Ma'am Jan, those are the only ones who are present right now.
All right. Okay. Sige. Okay, so this is the third time that we have done this sharing and consultation, and primarily the purpose of this is so that we could raise our inputs for the betterment of the not only the software but also the program that we have been doing here in Silliman University. We know that we have the user's manual to help you. You have the videos as well so that you will know the steps. But I guess based on the presentation or the discussion done earlier, it gives me the impression that if if the administration will support such training, because one of the things that was mentioned earlier is time management. Now, of course, our priority is always our work, and these are extracurricular certifications or trainings that we take on top of our responsibilities. So I agree with was it Mom Danao, Miss Danao earlier, who mentioned that um, work becomes a priority. No, and so may I hear from the speakers this morning? Do you agree that if, for example, unlike right now, because everything is online, we do everything from the comforts of our home or from our office, but we don't actually get relieved from the stress or from the work that we are assigned to do on that particular day. And like in the face-to-face trainings wherein you will have to leave your post and be excused from your other responsibilities, this is something that we do on top. No, so would you agree that if the university will really support and release you from your other activities for, say, for example, for a training that could last like a week or two, would you have more time to pursue the implementation of PLMS in your university or for your own personal use? May I hear from the speaker? Or perhaps our coordinator from these regions can also assist.
Yeah. Hello, Ma'am Janice.
Hi, sir. Sir
Actually,
Herbert.
we have with us Ma'am Jong. Unfortunately, she makes use of my name because I forwarded her the link you have
I
given.
see.
Yes, that's why there's two Herbert Corpus in the Zoom room. Yeah.
Okay, that explains why we could not find her.
Yes.
Sige, Sir
As regards,
Herbert.
yes, ma'am. As regards your question, ma'am, I think it would really be good. It would really be better if we get the support of schools or universities for the attendance of our participants in this beautiful opportunity. We have, for example, when I was asked to identify representatives to speak or to share their experiences regards to this training, it was really very difficult to motivate them. Why? Because most of them didn't really finish the course, or didn't really, I
The
think they
requirements.
yeah, the requirements, because they really find it difficult for them, because as you have said, it's a top up of what they've been doing. So,
That's right.
so it's really, that's why Ma'am Jonalyn was right when she said a while back that the challenges is really at the personal level,
That's
because
right.
it's a top up activity. They didn't see the motivation really to do it, or to really help themselves, direct themselves towards the completion of the requirements, or of the course, or of this training. For example, in St. Louis, we actually have I think seven participants who signified their interest, but none of them, I think, by none of them, I think, was able to really do regularly the tasks, the requirements, or attend the PLMS. Um, maybe it's also challenging because we have existing, for example, in St. Louis, we have existing learning management system, and maybe they don't realize the need for them to finish the course, because anyway we have the system. So pwedeng ganun ang kanilang pananaw doon sa training na ito. But it's really good if we invite, for example, if schools really, yung mga schools na siguro tawag doon, wala pa
LMS.
talagang learning management system. Tapos we get the support of their heads, of their administrators, so that they would really force them, or they would really be forced to really finish the training. So talagang it's really challenging. Kahit nga ako na initially I enrolled also in the PLMS, but because of so many things that I need to do in the university, nakakalimutan ko na rin talaga na gawin. Actually, parang hindi ko pa nga nasimulan. Yung parang first part lang, and others. So it's really a challenging top up tasks for us.
That's right.
That's my opinion po as regards the training.
Yeah, actually in my experience as the accreditor for CHED, I have encountered a lot of schools who don't really have an institutional PLMS, no, integrated in their university. So it's like each of the faculty members, depending on how passionate they really are to ensure that all students are able to learn at the same pace, and kahit na remote tayo, they really get to understand and really learn from the course. Unless it becomes a personal drive, nothing will really happen, no. So in my experience kasi as the accreditor, I have seen a lot of schools na hindi pa talaga klaro kung, like, some of them are parang they claim that they have like an online platform, but if you ask for any proof, wala namang maibigay. Some of them, like, would tell us na they don't have students do not have internet connectivity. They don't have mobile phones. Some of them don't even have laptops or desktop to use. So when you ask, so how do you deliver your courses? It's also not really clear, no, kung paano na talaga ginawa. So parang half of the class modular siguro, and other half of the class is online. So so tama po, if it becomes institutionalized, like, at least a department will really decide na, okay, we will use this particular platform for all the students, because it's also not easy if the students have different platforms integrated in the same department. Like, a teacher uses only Facebook and chat to post their resources and to meet, no, and my students na Google Meet, my teachers na they also meet their classes in Google Classroom. Ang iba Zoom lang, tapos ang mga resources doon na lang sa email or doon na lang sa Messenger. So yeah, I think it's correct. No, is it also true, and is it also the same for the other universities? How about in your case, Ma'am Thelma?
Okay, so in our university, for the private institutions here in the Cordillera Administrative Region, they have actually their own learning management system. Like for example, in the University of the Cordillera, we have a university LMS that is actually our Canvas. We use Canvas for all across all the colleges. For other institutions also, they have their own dedicated LMS. Now, the PLMS would really applicable or beneficial for those area, yung other schools who really don't have a standard or yung uniform LMS used in their institution. Like for example, Ma'am Frebby, if you are here, Ma'am Frebby mentioned that this PLMS, she will be adapting it sa next semester. So
Is it just me or my technical issue si Ma'am Thelma?
I do understand also that naglalag ako.
Oo.
Sorry, ayan. Yung internet, ayan, wala na naman.
Intermittent. Sige po.
Yes, ayan. So medyo yan, dahil geographically challenged rin kasi ang Cordillera Administrative Region, one of the problem is really our internet connection. So having a PLMS in the institution and having it standardized sa mga remote areas in the Cordillera region would really be very helpful in the case of the faculty. At least yun nga, it's portable siya, and we don't need, it doesn't require really an bandwidth or internet to explore now the project, the PLMS. So yun, sa Cordillera, diverse rin, others have, pag private meron, pero pag sa mga public wala talaga. So yan, that's the problem po. So the champion dapat would really support now the implementation of having the PLMS in other universities.
Oo. So I guess the strategy here is to identify schools na mas maraming students na wala talagang internet or mahirapang kumuha ng internet. But again, as pointed out by one of our speakers earlier, another very good improvement that we could do is to make this available on mobile, no? Because some of our students are only using mobile data in order to connect to the internet. So and they do not have the devices, they don't have the desktop or the laptop to support, no, the learning process. So I guess if we're able to improve this in the future and integrate the mobile features as well, then that will really be best. Now, I actually have taken note of some of the things that our sharers mentioned this morning, but I guess those are the really prominent ones. Yun nga, you have to kill your own demons na you have to really motivate yourself if this is a personal motivation that you started. So we still would like to encourage those who were not able to comply with all the requirements na if you have questions, if you have clarifications, we actually can set a schedule, a consultation with you. No, I know that one of the hardest probably in the training that we conducted is on the configuration of the PLMS, no, downloading, installation, configuration. But once you're done with that, it's very easy, no, and it's user friendly, as mentioned also by one of our speakers this morning. So I guess there's no problem on that side, no. Parang yun na lang, no, very ano, glaring issues, and the rest of the minimal issues that we have already discussed that in the previous sharing and consultation. So anything else that you want to add, Doc Dave? Multitasking kasi si Sir Dave ngayon eh. Listening mode. Oo, because he's got, we're all busy even on Saturdays, di ba? Yeah, in fact, I mentioned this na ngayon kasi even if like we have trainings or webinars like this. Noon, if it's going to be something na face-to-face, we really have to travel, di ba, Ma'am Selma? Even sa TBI natin, we have to really travel. And so we pause all the other engagements that we committed ourselves in the university. And so it allows us to really focus and we really comply with all the requirements. Ngayon, it's like more on multitasking. That's why I understand those of us sometimes use multiple devices in order to be present in different activities at the same time. So, yun, that's also another, I don't know, no, there's a study that we really could not multitask. So perhaps it's not really a good thing, no, that we are able to multitask even if we are capable. Now, so yeah, I guess that's all for this morning. Parang wala naman sigurong talagang very unique issue that was raised by our speakers this morning that were not tackled in the previous consultations. Um, yeah, so Sir Larry, can we proceed with the rest of the program? Thank you so much for all our speakers and of course our coordinators who made this one possible, made reaching out to the faculty and the participants possible so that we can have this consultation and sharing today. No, so Sir Larry, back to you. Okay, so we would like to emphasize that we will have one more of this regional and sharing support activity on March 12, and that is for Region 7 and 8, which we actually moved from January to March due to the impact of Odette. And one of the, actually Region 7 and 8 are one of those participants. So one of those participants in this training na mas marami. So they have 44 total participating schools. So we are expecting so much from these regions, Dr. Ligason, if you are here. And we're looking forward to this. No? And we hope that our participants this morning will still be able to join us on this date. Kindly mark the date March 12, 10 a.m. and the link for the registration will still be the same. No, the one that you used this morning will be the same registration link. And please wait for the certificate of participation that we will send through your email, the one that you used for registering in today's event. Okay, so Sir Larry, move on na tayo sa next slide. So this is the registration link that I'm talking about. I think Sir Larry or Mamayla can also facilitate in typing this on the chat box. It's going to be a lot easier for our participants. You can register as early as now for this March 12 activity, and we're looking forward to have you again. Okay. The next part of our program is our photo opportunities. So if you're able to switch on your camera, please do so. And I would like to request from Mamayla or Sir Larry, my colleague in the PLMS team. No, thank you so much for all the work that you do since we started this in September. We would like to, if you could please take the photo. So kindly switch on your camera, and I think we only have two frames. So kindly hold on to that beautiful smile as Sir Larry or Ma'am Myla takes the photo.
All right. 1 second here. Okay, ready your smiles. 1, 2. Okay, page 1. Second page. Keep smiling. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And if you have noticed, we actually made this one a public activity, so not necessarily exclusive for those who join us in our training in September. So if you still know of any school who needs help, any faculty or individual or group of faculty who would like to learn how PLMS can be of help in the delivery of teaching and learning in their universities, please let us know. It's not yet too late. Our learning management system is actually available until March, but we can still extend that. Now we could still extend our help because we're all in this together. We know that it's going to create a domino effect if we're able to create a good graduate, then It will improve our economy. It will lower down the cost of electricity and all the commodities, including gasoline. That's very expensive at the moment. So if we're able to strengthen our economy in the Philippines because we have a good educational system, then yes, that's going to be very good for all the Filipino citizens. So once again, thank you so much for joining us this morning, and we look forward to having you again on March 12. And we have already shared our email address earlier. If you need, if you know of anyone, again, let us know. Thank you so much.